hey, didn't see you. What's up, guys? This is Den Outdoors. So right now we're here in New York. It is springtime. We are trying to get the garden ready to start planting. I have a compost bin that have some scraps here. It's just about ready to start adding into the garden. It's not quite soil. There's still some food chunks, some eggshells, some potatoes, but I'm digging it deep enough that should be good. Good early compost. It still smells nice and
organic.
Yeah, so we're gonna leave this for a few days to start breaking down. We're gonna level out all of this. We pretty much just finished de-weeding. We had some strawberries over there that we are not sponsored yet, but just been some strawberries that we stored over the winter. Been using bone meal. I also heard that strawberries love this like heirloom tomato food, that they do really well with it. So I wanted to see how they do. So we have, I think, 3 plants there. We have 3 plants here, another 3 here. We have 4 here that were really small, or 5, excuse me. Another 3. It's kind of convenient that we have those 2 pine trees growing up. That'll give some plants some shade during, peak hours. So what we're doing now is pretty much de-weeded. We had some strawberries that we moved into pots. Now we're just gonna level out everything. I'm kind of gonna be stomping around to fill in some holes that we were digging out. And then we're just gonna smooth everything over, get it prepped for sowing, and maybe try to figure out what we're gonna plant where. I have some seeds inside that would like to start germinating outside. Rather than potting inside in a smaller container and moving out here, it's just better to sow directly here. So from what I understood, peas, sunflowers, because sunflowers have, they tend to grow really strong, long, or deep tap roots. They're just better to sow directly into the soil. So unfortunately we have some squirrels that ate the sunflowers that I tried doing that with, but maybe over here it'll be a little bit better. So right now what I'm currently growing, I have some dragon fruits that's already sprouted. I have some blueberries that have already sprouted as well. Then we have heirloom tomatoes, celery, onions, basil, peas, sunflowers. We have a lot, carrots, and it's so interesting too. Everything has its own quirks. Sunflowers, like every sunflower seed that I tried sowing, they all sprouted. And then I heard something interesting about carrots where they have like a really poor germination rate. So you're better off pouring multiple seeds in single, holes wherever you're gonna plant them. So it's really, really interesting. And hopefully we get something to eat, because I'm hungry, man. Yeah, so again, we pretty much de-weeded and still are.
With the help of your fiance.
Yeah, with the help of my fiance behind the camera. Just again, as we see them come up, I'm gonna throw it out, get it nice and level. So this channel will consist of a bunch of random things. I like to do pretty much a little bit of everything. So it's gonna be Den Outdoors. I'm gonna be talking about my back. I'm gonna be talking about fishing, hunting, literally anything outdoors. And if you guys have any suggestions for things you wanna see, leave it down in the comment section below and I'll try to get to it.
Do you want to tell a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm 30 years old. I have 2 herniated discs. So I'm getting married this year and I'm just trying to get healthy.
Amen.
Trying to get healthy, trying to stay healthy. So
Amen.
That's pretty much what this channel is going to be about. It's just getting back to like a more natural diet, strengthening
Outdoors,
your body, soul and mind, spirit, everything. So we're going to get planting, get ready for the wedding, grow some food. We have some potatoes that we could plant, that we could sow, tomatoes, onions, basil. We have a couple of strawberries that we just put into containers. They've been out here over winter. We'll do some measurements, start planning out, figuring out what we're gonna sow, when we're gonna sow, how much space the seeds need. I guess kind of like what kind of compost or fertilizer, what nutrients they prefer to have. And we'll go from there. I've been very inspired over the last few years. Epic Gardening, Self-Sufficient Me. There's also a new channel that I started watching. Well, not say new channel, but new to me. I think it's a Millennial Gardener. Definitely check out those channels. Those guys are amazing. They have really good content, very knowledgeable. My first inspiration to start planting was my grandfather back in 2017. He passed away, and the year that he passed away, I ended up growing.
Just before he passed away.
It was like a month before he passed away. I had started growing tried growing some strawberry plants, and I tried growing these lemon trees. I haven't had any fruit, and last year we had two really bad infestations. One are the lantern flies.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure if they necessarily affected this lemon tree, but if you look at some of the leaves, they're like almost like I guess they're like almost like transparent. It almost looks like spider webs. And I think that's I think it's called an emerald beetle. And I didn't realize that we had both. But I think it was the emerald beetle after speaking to some folks that are more knowledgeable than me. I think it was emerald beetles that were eating the leaves. This tree's coming on 7 years, and I still haven't had any successful lemons. And I'm not sure if that has to do with maybe like the soil that it's in. It probably needs some fresh compost, some more fertilizer.
It's pretty tall.
And it is. I disclosed my height, but this tree is definitely over 6 feet.
How much do you know to give them?
I don't.
You just kind of like wing it?
Yeah. Try to make sure that everything's wet. And what you're seeing, the dust that's on top, that's the bone meal. I'm going to need some more water. So, yeah, again, this powder that you're seeing that's flying out, it's bone meal. This is apparently a really good fertilizer that plants love. So we'll see how they do with strawberries. Organic source of phosphorus. Ideal for bulb types. I don't know if that's the right type, but we'll see. Hold that. So 20 feet, yeah. And let's see, we got just about 3 feet here. A little bit more here. And then we are also doing a little bit of spring cleaning in the driveway. Usually I would just throw the stuff out. A lot of people like to break it up and then put it in their compost bin. I'm not gonna break it up, I'm just gonna throw it in the compost bin. You can take a look inside. We got some tangerines, some avocado skins. Try to make a little mess as possible. Good enough. So something that I have noticed or have heard about pine leaves, because they're so small, and I guess just the quality of the leaves themselves don't have a lot of nutrients that they offer. So I've been trying to avoid using pine leaves, just use bigger leaves from like surrounding trees. Then I just like to give it a little shake. And you can see the steam that's coming out, which is kind of cool. So this is a hot compost.
If you see you can see the little bugs if you look closely.
Yeah, you can see the little gnats. Well, yeah, we're starting to get into the spring here. So weather's finally starting to warm up, and we're just trying to get ahead of the curve.
Let's go.
So let's finish up. So we got these two things here. Which one's this one? Peony, and we got some baby's breath. We bought these, I think actually like maybe a year or two ago, before we decided that we were actually gonna get married in a wedding venue. I figured we were gonna do a backyard wedding. And I was like, you know what, if we're gonna do everything backyard, we might as well grow the flowers backyard.
Might as well.
So we're gonna start sowing these. Should be planted as soon as the ground is soft enough to dig. These are perennials, can tolerate cold and frost. Awesome. To help create strong root growth in the first year, be patient as these plants may not flower until the second year. Once established, these plants will grow back stronger each year. Cool. So let's see what we got here. I guess we'll just, you can actually see that it's trying to sprout some new.
Ooh.
Even here, this one.
Wow.
So that's the only reason why I feel more optimistic about this one. So here you can see it's got some new life.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to sprout some new spots. So I'm not going to touch anything here.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it as is. It's at 2 inches. So we got 2 inches. Give or take. We'll do this one. Actually, go a little deeper. Just want to set something like that. Cover it up.
Does it say how often you need to
Water?
Yeah.
No, but it's also saying slow growth at first. So we're not going to expect much out of this one. So a little bit closer to here.
Do your parents come from farmer families?
Oh yeah. Well, again, so my grandfather in Portugal.
Dad's side?
Dad's side. Well, I mean, both really. You know, it's a different lifestyle. A lot of their food, and again, like, you know, you think about it, my grandfather was born in the 1920s, both of them. So they didn't have necessarily the same convenience of going to the store and buying food there. They, no one had money, so everybody was growing their own food, growing their own meat, chickens, rabbits. My grandfather had 2 bulls, goats.
That's awesome. Is it something that you want to do as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. To be honest, New York is great. Love the Chinese food. Pizza's good.
We love the convenience of having whatever food we want at the moment.
Well, I mean, I guess because of COVID too, things are a little different.
So true.
We used to be able to get Chinese food at like 12, 1 because these places would stay open. COVID kind of changed it, but that's fine.
But COVID also changed everything. There's increase in food, the
price, quality.
Right, the quality of the food. You just taste the difference.
Absolutely.
That's exactly why Denny was inspired to garden.
Yeah, exactly. This is kind of the first year that we're using it in this capacity, so. It said plant it 2 inches deep, but I don't know if that means like it should be totally covered 2 inches. I would think that you're going to leave something exposed just to start getting some sunlight. So that's what I did. Hopefully that works. If not, we'll know for next time what we did wrong. Right there.
Cool.
Now, I'm not really sure what are good pests, bad pests. In this case, like, I don't know how, I guess, good the quality of soil is. Potentially we could go out, get a soil sampler or a soil tester. But for the time being, I figure any bugs they're gonna eat, they're gonna enrich the soil or whatever.
True.
So I'm just gonna leave it as is, except for lantern flies or lantern bugs. Anything that I know is invasive is gone. Not sure if this is enough space to grow some watermelons, but I've been seeing from some inspo channels like Epic Gardening and Self-Sufficient Me. They grow everything. They grow like watermelons, corn. So that's what I'm gonna try to do here, but in New York. My mom has, like, historically, she's grown, back when I was a kid, she used to grow string beans, peas, carrots, kale, broccoli, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, peppers, zucchini. She's done a lot with this garden, but
Right.
a lot of it has been supplemental. Like, we go to Home Depot or your big box store, buy some compost, mulch, fertilizer. And again, because of Epic Gardening and Self-Sufficient Me, I really wanted to try doing things a little bit more organically, a little bit more, like, you know, cost effectively. So making your own compost, buying a compost bin. And that's what we're gonna do here. We'll do a follow-up video whenever. If you guys have any tips, if you guys wanna see us grow anything that you wanna try growing yourself, we'll be the guinea pig. So leave your suggestions in the comments, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.